welcome to the SGS Podcast with Wynton.
Riley.
Katie.
Jaylei.
All right, so this week, unfortunately, Lauryn is not with us, so we have our two guests here, Katie and Jaylei. Care to tell us a little bit about yourselves?
You want to go first?
I'm Katie. I'm a sophomore international studies and political science major from Buffalo.
I'm Jaylei. I'm a senior health sciences major, also from Buffalo.
All right, so Riley, you want to begin?
All right. No, that you asked that question first.
Oh, why do I gotta ask a question? All right. So, why do you choose Katie over your actual name?
Actually, everyone, well, not everyone, but a lot of people on the team call me KP. I didn't choose that, but there's a lot of K names on our team, and I guess it just made it easier because my last name's Paterson. So, but Catherine's just kind of long, and I don't know, a little boring. So, Katie, yeah.
All right, so this one's for both of you. What got you guys into rugby as a female athlete instead of any of the other sports? Out of all sports.
Well, for me, it was I wanted to play a sport, and I started my junior year of high school, but my junior year of high school is also when COVID happened. So it was I got to play for maybe 2 weeks, and then everything shut down. Mm-hmm. But me and my best friend were like, hey, we should play a sport. And I was like, okay, bet. And she's like, my friend plays rugby. Let's play rugby. And I went, cool. And then that's basically how it started. And I fell in love with the game right after that. So I just kind of stuck with it.
It's kind of complicated. I don't know. I grew up playing, I played every sport, I think, but I mostly played basketball. I actually thought I was going to play basketball in college, but I don't know. I just decided not to. But it's kind of a long story. My sophomore year of high school, I almost failed chemistry, but I didn't because our new chem professor who came in, he said, if you listen to my podcast and you write an essay about it, I will pass you. And I did. Shout out Rocket League and Ramble. It's not going anymore, but they just played Rocket League and talked.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Good. I watched all his episodes, so I got a good grade. And yeah, and I was like, okay, so then fast forward 2 years, my senior year of high school, he came up to me and he was like, I need to ask you a favor. He's like, my family runs this Kenmore Rugby Club. He was like, my family's a part of it. And actually, I don't know, but he's a part of it somehow. And he was like, do you think you could just come to a practice? He put out a flyer. And he was like, you don't have to do it, but just try it. We're really low on numbers. Just do me a solid. And I was like, he did pass me, so I should probably try it. And I went. I was still expecting I'm just gonna play basketball, but then I ended up doing it, and I loved it, and I ended up coming here and playing. Yeah. So.
Well, another question for both of you is what made the decision to come to Bonaventure so clear? What was it about the school that attracted you to it the most?
Okay, so honestly, full transparency, I chose to come here the day of decision day. That was when I made my decision to come here. And I was well, one, they gave me a lot of money. And two, I knew I wanted to play rugby. But I didn't want to be too far away from home. I got accepted into, I want to say 15 different schools. And they were all they were all further than this one. And I was like, okay, so I could be far, and I can't, being away from my family, too far away from them would stress me out too bad. So I was I could be far and not be able to see them, but I could be playing rugby, or I could be here playing rugby. And even though it was a smaller school, I was I think I could adjust to it. And I also had somebody who was a year older than me in high school. She went here for her freshman and sophomore year, and she was well, if you like the culture at our high school, then you would definitely like it at Bonaventure because it's basically the same thing. You get the same experience, smaller classes, more attentive teachers, and you get really close with the people around you. So I think that was really what convinced me to do it.
I did a recruitment overnight here, and the culture was it was a lot of fun, and I don't know, I liked what everybody was about. I did want to go far away. All of the schools on my list that I got into were all at least 6 hours away, and I didn't want to stay home, but I'm glad that I was closer and everything, because I think this is the best community. I think like that was mostly it was like the culture, not just the rugby team, but like the school, everybody. Like every time I say, oh, I go to Bonaventure, someone's like, oh my God, my like cousin's dog sister went there and like they loved it. And I'm like, oh my God. They're like, do you know so-and-so? And like, that's something I kind of value. So that's what made me pick it in the end.
Yeah, it feels like everyone and their moms went here at
Yeah,
some point,
yeah.
especially in New York. Like, what was the impact of living closer to home for you guys? I know, Jaylei, you touched on that a little bit, but like...
Yeah, definitely. I see my family a lot more than I thought I would. And I think I appreciate that a lot more than I thought I would. High school me was like, let's get out. And I think I've grown up a little bit, and I appreciate being around my family more.
For me, I am the oldest of three, and my brother, the age gap between me and my brothers is like tremendous. Like one is a sophomore in high school, the other one just started kindergarten, and they're like,
my.
yeah, and they're like my literal whole life. Like I would do anything for them, and like my brother plays football, so like I wanted to make sure that I could make it to his games, even though unfortunately our seasons have like overlapped a lot. Like we always have games on the same day, but like if I ever have a bye week or if he ever has a bye week or something like that, I want to try to like make an effort to at least get to talk to him on game days and stuff like that. So that was really important for me. And then like, I don't know, my family's always just been like really important to me. So as long as I like know that I can get to them if I ever need to, then I was like, that's important.
Feel that. So, you know, obviously you guys won the championship last year, 2023, you know,
That's so
D3
crazy.
championship. So like, what did it feel like to go to the championship? Like the whole process of getting there, like the games that y'all played. Just tell me about the championship.
I mean, we went, like, from the first day of preseason, we would open and close our practices by saying rings, you know. I feel like we kind of manifested it, like, from the beginning. Like, everybody bought in, and so I feel like the whole season, like, we went through every game, like, thinking about the next game, and, like thinking all the way through to Houston, and not just, like, focusing, like, on the game right there, because, like, we knew we had bigger and better things, so I think, like, we just all, like, really locked in, and, yeah.
For me, the championship was like actually insane to see, just like because that was my junior year. So like when I first came into the program, it was like it was like 10 of us, and so like every year the program just gets bigger and like better, and like we're putting in more effort and like we're doing more things, and I felt like just being able to like see it grow and see us get there was definitely like amazing. Like it was like a feeling I could never explain, because it just honestly, like I expected it to happen eventually, but I was happy that I was able to be a part of the team that made it happen. And like as far as getting to Houston, our little cowboy hats, like everybody had a cowboy hat. Like we were ready. We were locked in for Houston.
We were.
All right, so this one's for Katie. What was it like to win as a freshman? Like just come into the program and already start succeeding.
It was weird because I've been playing basketball since I was like 6, 7, and like I've always like come close to like on the court success. Like my senior year of high school, we went to a state championship and we lost it.
Ooh.
And it was like, I feel like that, like the hurt from that, I was like, oh, that kind of like emotion, like I don't know if I'll ever like get this kind of opportunity again. And the fact that like I was presented with it literally like less than a year later on like an even bigger, like on a national stage, not even just like a state stage, like that was kind of crazy. And then the fact that like knowing that I was like a part of it too, it wasn't just like I was just passively there, like all of us, every single person on the team like contributed, and I just felt so proud to like be a freshman but still like be contributing like that. It was really special for sure. Yeah.
So for Jaylei, obviously, like, you did our research. You were on that 2023 All-American team. Like, what did it feel like to be, like, get that nod, like, in this other All-American and after that tournament?
Honestly, becoming an All-American was like the biggest surprise of my life. I did not expect that at all. Just because I don't know, to be honest. Like I woke up and I got an email from like National Collegiate Rugby, and they're like, congratulations on being part of the top 20 All-American. I went, what? And I was like, that's not right. And then coach texted me, he was like, did you get the email? I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, this isn't real. And then like I didn't tell anybody at first because I was just kind of like, I'm more of like a reserve player. person in general, honestly. So I was just like, okay. And then like 2 days later, one of the boys, like he graduated now, he was on his bike. He was like, oh, congratulations, I heard. And I was like, how? Like, what are you talking about? Like, to me, for like the first couple of weeks, it was not real. But I was very happy about it. But I went to, the thing that surprised me most is that I made All-American without scoring a single try all 15 season. So that was like really what took me. I was like, oh, that's kind of crazy. But I think just like over the years, like you get good at, like you perfect your craft basically. And that's basically what I was like, probably did like all last semester. Like I knew what I was good at and I tried to like implement it as much as I can into games and stuff like that. Yeah.
We weren't surprised.
I was genuinely
We weren't surprised.
very shocked. Like I was like, you could ask coach, like I would complain about like how I was doing. I'd be like, bro, that was terrible. Like I missed like 2 tackles. Did you see that? She's like, shut up. And I was like, my bad, gang. I apologize.
My bad.
My bad.
All right. So, Katie, like, how do you balance D1 athletics and school? Because we saw you were on the scholar athlete, the high honor roll thing. So how do you balance that or manage that balance?
Honestly, I think like it just depends on the person. It depends on the kind of work you have. Personally, like my major is a lot more like papers and projects, less than it is like, oh, you have an exam every 2 weeks that you have to like study for, cram for. For me, I know that I work well when I have like chunks of time to do stuff. So I would schedule like all my classes for the same, like all on the same day, basically. So like last spring, I had a 4-day weekend and I had 4 classes Tuesday, Thursday, and like a 2.5-hour class on Wednesdays.
Oh, no, that's crazy.
And I would just,
That's
I'd go lift, and then I'd go 4 classes, and then I'd go practice, and then like I'd have a class on Wednesday, and then I'd do the same thing on Thursday. But like I had Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and then most of Wednesday to just like grind out all my assignments. And like I took a film class last year, and we had like a 5-6 page paper every week, and I took an English class, and we had papers every week, and an ethics class, papers every week. So like I just had to kind of like get in the habit of like, okay, I have 8 hours, and let's just do as much as I can in 8 hours. I don't do well when it's like I have 30 minutes in between this class, in between this thing. Like I need to just like kind of like get in the headspace and just like do it, you know. And it works really well for me, and I know that's not the case for other people. Like other people like to break stuff up, but for me that's how I've been successful. So that's just kind of what I do. Yeah.
Did you keep that this year too? Like the same type of schedule?
I did break it up a little. It got a little overwhelming, but I still do have like big chunks of time where that's where I kind of do my bigger assignments. Yeah.
Lucky.
I do have classes every day, unfortunately. No more 4-day weekend. But yeah, I do like to like block off time to do stuff.
Those Tuesday, Thursday days, man, they're
wild.
something
They're
else.
so
They're
rough. Yeah.
I have 3 classes back
Same.
to back on those days.
Yeah.
All in Plasman, thank goodness. But just an hour 20 into another hour 20 into Bona's 101, this useless hour 20 class. I'm like,
It's so rough.
by the end of the day, I'm just like, if you give me a pillow, I'll fall asleep right here in class, bro.
Yeah. For
That's
sure.
very
For sure.
real.
Yeah, a lot of my my professors, it's a lot of lectures. It's not a lot of like interacting. So an hour 15, straight after lift.
I was
And-
straight after lift at
And they
8:30.
just talk
Oh.
and talk and talk. No interaction. They don't ask questions.
don't
Not
do
a single
anything.
worksheet. Just talk, just yapping. And like it's interesting. But I actually the other day, I guess I won't name drop the class, but there's like 5 people in it, and
Oh.
it was really early, and I'd come from lift, and the desks were really close together. So I was in the front row, and there's a kid directly behind me. There's like 5 people in that class. I don't know why he sits right behind me, but his laptop was open, and I was just falling asleep, and I was like kind of like falling in and out of
That's
consciousness.
so real.
And I did fall asleep, and my head hit the back of his laptop. I like closed his laptop, and I was so embarrassed. Like it was in the middle of a lecture, and like everyone just stopped, and I was like, okay, sorry, guys. And I was like awake the rest of the class
I
because
think
I
I would
was
have
so
just packed up
embarrassed.
and left.
I was
I'd
so
have been like, I gotta
embarrassed.
go home, guys.
Yeah, so I'm trying to stay awake, and I usually do, but that's a little rough. So
Oh my gosh.
yeah, a little rough.
Hey, at least he wasn't working on anything important.
Yeah, seriously.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh.
But Jaylei, what years did you win the Forward of the Year award?
I was forward of the year 2021 to 2022, and then 2023 to 2024. And 2021 to 2022 was my freshman year. I was hoping to get it 2022 to 2023, but then I kind of like got a little injury that took me out of the game for a minute. And then 2023 to 2024 was the same year as All-American. So I was like, that was, like I said, both of them were very shocking to me, especially because the 2023 2024, we had a beautiful forward pack. Like, everybody played their part so well, and everybody did so well on the field. So I was like, when I got it, I was kind of just like, this is insane, guys. But thank you. I appreciate it.
So like, I think coming off that, I'll go off a little bit off script. But like, what do your like positions demand of you, like both physically and mentally? Then, like, I just noticed that you said that you didn't expect to get that, and then you had also a really good group of forwards. Like, what does your position demand of you, both of you?
Well, I feel like forwards, it's a lot like grittier, like dirtier of a position. It's not very flashy. We do like a lot of, I mean, like we do scrums, which is like very physical. You're literally, every time someone
Engaged.
makes a mistake, you're just head to head.
Yeah.
And it's really tiring because like it's just a lot of like it's go go go, like the backs and our back line is like so phenomenal. I've never seen like a group of girls work the way they do. But there's you know, they'll run like a nice little play down their back line, and then like a wing will get a chance, and it's a big breakaway. And they don't have like, I don't know, we just like go
Yeah,
the whole time.
It's very much like
Yeah.
tackle, tackle, tackle. Where it's like you're taking a lot of brunt of the contact, even if it's like you're getting tackled or you're doing the tackling. It's kind of just like, and it also requires you, like, the whole team is very strong, but I think as a forward, it requires you to just like really be able to like consistently take the contact. Like, I have a picture of me, I think like after like sophomore year, I'm in like our trainer's office, like just fully in everything that could compress and massage me because I'm dying from all the contact I took
Yeah.
that game. And it's like, that's what it really requires. It requires you to be like strong, and you have to be consistent too. Like she said, like grit. Like, we have like bracelets with like, let me see.
With our values.
Yeah, with all of like these things on them.
Of course, I
Back to
took
the
mine
bracelet,
off.
And
back to the
yeah.
bracelet.
And it's like grit and like, well, I have ones from like each year, and RTA and stuff like that have always been like a part of it. So it's like return to action. Like, you always have to get up and be ready for the next play. And I think that's what our position demands of us, is like consistent, like go, go, go.
It is, yeah, it's more constant physical work, which is not to say that it's like necessarily harder than things
No.
other people do, but like you do have to show up on like every single phase, and you have to take just a lot of contact. So, you know, it's not like, oh, I have one chance and I just have to do it. It's like, no, every time you have to show up, you have to perform. So mentally, that's a lot too, because you know you have to be able to bounce back. Like if you miss a tackle.
Oh,
If you you know, you don't go into contact very well, and you just have to get up and keep
Yeah.
doing it, and that can be like
it can be
that can be tough.
challenging.
Yeah.
Like, you can get defeated for a second, but like, we honestly, rugby is so continuous that you don't have time to be defeated for too long. So like, if you like miss a tackle or like something didn't go as according to plan, you can't mope about it for too long, because if you do, you won't get as far as you need to.
Yeah.
Like, we have to be able to be like, okay, that happened. If you want to reflect after the game, basically. And it can be hard in a game to like push yourself past that point, but like, you have your teammates around you who are really good at helping you do it too. So
we say, like have a goldfish memory, like in Ted Lasso. Coach B
Yeah.
loves Ted Lasso, and I do too. And she always says have the memory of a goldfish. So you make a mistake, oh well,
you know,
you move on.
Yeah, I feel like that's the hardest part of sports, I'm not gonna lie. Getting over the last play, especially if it's a big mistake. But so how did you guys' expectations shift going from D3 to D1? Is there like a lot more expected from you guys, or is the expectations around the same because you guys were national champs last year? So
I don't think there's been really a shift in expectation. I think it's just been more of like a focus, I would say. Like, coach has always had the same expectations. Like ever, like when I was a freshman, she wasn't my coach. Like she came in my sophomore year, but even since like sophomore year to like now, she's implemented the exact same expectations. She wants us to work as if this is like we are blah blah blah. We are like going hard. Like this is what we are doing. This is not like there's no slacking off. Like if you need a day, obviously take time for yourself. And she's very like good on us about like taking care of us like physically, mentally, and stuff like that. But like the expectations have always been the same. It's not like, and there's no one who like exceeds like no one is above like what the expectations are. And I
Yeah.
think that has always I really like that about like even like the switch from D3 to D1. It's always okay. This is what I expect from you, meet expectations, or like we'll have like talks about it, or like you're like stuff like that. Like it's been pretty much the same, I would say, anyway.
Yeah, I think we've never let off the gas, and I think it's more just that we like outgrew where
Yeah.
we were,
Yeah.
and I think we all knew that if we stayed where we were, we just wouldn't get better. You know, I think we all knew we needed to challenge ourselves, and I don't know. I think that we know that there's a lot less room for error maybe in a higher division, but I think we all know we're perfectly capable of it. So I think it's just keeping up with the demand and, you know, taking care of ourselves and like just getting it done on the field. And we all know we can, but I think it's just now it feels more real, you know, because we're like in the heat of it.
I was gonna say that's a big jump, like D3 to D1. Is there like no D2 women's rugby or?
There is, but
No, I was.
we were ready for D1.
And I was gonna say, I'm just like most teams. If they go up a division, they go up like D3 to D2 and then to D1. So that's odd to me. You almost never see that in any sport. Just the jump from D3 to immediately to D1. So it's pretty cool, if you ask me.
Thank you. Yeah.
But Wynton, you can ask this one.
Where we at?
We're at 11.
All right, so Jaylei, this is specifically for you because you are that senior. So, Taryn talked a lot about the upperclassmen leadership and how it personally impacted her. So, what do you think like the role of like the seniors, the juniors are on your team, like specifically for, like the underclassmen?
I think for like not even just like the juniors and the seniors, like even like Katie as a sophomore has definitely stepped up. She helps take care of a lot of like the freshman stuff as well. But I think like leadership is just to help you acclimate really. Like the adjustment from high school to college is like very, very hard. And we want to make sure that like they are okay on and off the field, because if they aren't, then like they can't really perform as well in either space. So it's really just about like making sure they're okay, taking care of them, like making sure that like if they need anything, you're there to help them. And even if it's like something as small as like, oh, could you like help me in this class? Oh, I'm struggling with this project. Like I was sitting at dinner with some of the freshmen and like sophomores, and somebody was like, oh, you took this class, right? Like, could you like help me out with this? Like, could you like tell me what this is about? And I was like, I can try my best, and if I can't, then there's definitely somebody else on the team who can. So it's really just about like making sure that everybody's okay and like very well acclimated. As for like me specifically, I know that like I want it to be like the leadership I had as freshmen, like coming into the team, like I said, as a freshman, it was like not that many of us. Like we have a person like McKenna, and she's been on the team since I was a freshman. And so it's like being able to like look up to her and like have her guide me and stuff like that. It's been really helpful to like just like if anybody else needs help, how to like further it from there.
I think a good segue is like, what do you think the main differences between a game like from high school to college is? Like what is different? Like what's more demanding of you like from the game? Like what evolved going from high school to college?
I would say it was definitely like high school was, like I said, my first real year playing rugby was directly after COVID. So that and on its own was like a direct impact. Like we couldn't scrum in high school because it was like right after like 2020 to 2021 was when I graduated. And so we couldn't scrum, we couldn't travel, we couldn't do as much. And so now it's like I'm learning about a bunch of new stuff, a bunch of new like positions, a bunch of new ways to do different things in college, which I'm very grateful for, being able to like take those next steps and take those experiences and like really learn to like up my game. And I feel like I don't say I didn't get that in high school, because like in high school I had played for a really good team too. Like we won states like the past like 3 years and stuff like that. But I think definitely in college it requires you to be a lot more intense with it. Like you have to like it requires you quick going, quick thinking. Like you have to be able to like adjust really fast, and like once you learn something, you have to be able to like implement it and like practice and work on it. So that way, by the time game week comes, you're like, okay, I got this. I'm ready to go on, and that way you can learn more onto your game.
Wait, so how did that work if you couldn't scrum?
Everything was a penalty. So like you would do like penalty kicks, or like we could also do lineouts, which somehow like made no sense to me because you're equally as close in a lineout than I feel like you are in
Yeah.
a scrum. So we can do like lineouts and stuff like that. But everything was like penalty kick, or like you would take it, or yeah, like that was basically it. Like you couldn't. It was
It's
really
so
weird.
weird.
Except for
That is weird.
Yeah.
we did one scrum, and it was my first tournament ever because we weren't in New York State. So like the New York State law was you couldn't scrum, but we
Yeah.
were in Michigan, and my coach was like, go do that. And I went, what are you talking about right now? And I'm like, okay, I'll figure it out, I guess. And I will never forget, I got ran over my first scrum. And I was like, I will never let that happen again. And I refused to ever since. That was the worst experience of my life. I was like, no, thank you. That will never happen again.
That's crazy.
No, literally, I was so scared.
I mean, I don't blame you. Those look tough. I couldn't survive being in one.
They're rough, for sure.
I
Yeah.
feel like I would just be like on the bottom, just getting stampeded over, like you're exiting school from like a fire alarm. If one person gets pushed over, everyone's just on top of you. I feel like that would be me getting trampled.
I will say though, they're very big on like scrum safety. Like anytime,
Yeah.
like right before a game, and the ref comes, he always asks for the front rows and be like, if something doesn't feel right, or this is what I'm looking for, because like if you guys don't feel right, then obviously anything can go wrong. Like so, they're very big on scrum safety, and which is very appreciated, especially as somebody who's typically in the front row.
We do appreciate it. Yeah,
Yeah.
a lot.
Because
Also, front row right here. So, yeah.
I think I could be a lock though. You think I could be a lock, Katie?
I think you could lock. Locks are supposed to be tall.
Yeah,
Just-
and I'm actually
What
5'2",
is a
so.
lock? Like,
So, okay. So in the scrum, in the 15 scrum, the front row, it's a prop, a hooker, and another prop. And then in between them, the second row, in like the tight five, it's
Yeah.
two locks. And basically so if we're like next to
Like,
each other, like
yeah.
here, the lock's head would be here.
Like they
Oh.
are squished in between.
Can't hear
our legs.
anything. Can't really
No, like
see
you have to yell
anything.
for them. They're like, I can't hear what you're saying.
Yeah.
You have to go.
It's a lot. You're in your own world when you're locking.
Yeah.
There's yeah.
so they're locked in, just like
Literally,
They
yeah.
have to be.
Exactly. Yeah, it's a lot, but I think you could lock. I think we could lock together.
Oh yeah,
It'd be
actually,
fine.
that makes so much
Yeah.
sense.
How do you guys feel about like your team culture? Because Taryn really emphasized how important that was for you guys. So how do you guys feel about that?
It's definitely something special here. Again, like I feel like that's why I came here, because I knew that like what we were building was special, and I've just never like I've been a part of a lot of teams before, like a lot of serious teams too, and I feel like there's just never been. I don't know. It's community for sure, but there's just like this intangible. I feel like what I
Yeah.
mean. Like it's not something you can describe, but like it's there. That just everyone like has a will to win, but together. Like everybody wants to be a part of something bigger than than themselves, and everybody's willing to work for it. And that's just something like that's so rare, and it's so like meaningful.
I think something that was super implemented in culture like last year was like leave the jersey in a better place. And I think once we came together and we all were like, that's exactly what we want to do. We want to make sure this team goes far. We want to make sure we're able to like accomplish just as much as everybody else around us. The culture was really just like that's what we want to do. We want to make sure we're bettering ourselves, not just for us and the people that we're playing with, but like the people who are coming after us. And I can definitely say like just seeing culture over the past 3, almost 4 years now, it's like it's definitely improved. Like my sophomore year, I was thinking about transferring. I considered transferring, and I stuck out my 15th season and my 7th season, and I was like, I actually love this place. Like, oh, you weren't here yet.
No.
Oh no, but there was a game, and they played Hamilton. It was right after my injury, so like I wasn't able to play, but like I was able to like watch it. Like the girls FaceTimed me so I could watch it, and that was the first time. I don't know if it might have been the first time I think we broke the scoreboard. I think they beat Hamilton like 99-0, and it was a Friday Night Lights game, and it was just beautiful to see everybody coming together to like do their big one for it. And I was like, wow, like this is the team I want to stay a part of until I graduate.
That's awesome. FaceTime, no, man.
I was literally on FaceTime, like, going crazy through the phone. And then I think right after that was the playoff game. And I was like, Mom, I have to be there, so you have to take me. Like, this is not a joke. Like, I need to be there.
I think I got
believe it.
another question segue in that too. So, obviously, I think you guys play your first D1 game this Saturday, right?
This weekend, yeah.
Against Kent, right? Kent
Yep.
State?
Kent State, yep.
So, like, what have y'all done to just prepare for that? Like, mentally, physically, same type of question, but, like, what is your focus going into Saturday?
Win.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's pretty simple. We don't really change what we do. I mean, obviously, like, you make some adjustments based on the team, right? But, like, we play our game. We like to kind of control the narrative, you know? And, you know, it's our first, like, the game's being streamed on ESPN Plus, which is, like, a first
So
in
exciting.
program history. First D1 game, like, it's a big deal. And so, obviously, we all have to, like, make sure we're, like, mentally prepared, you know? But
Make sure you're looking good, feeling good.
looking good, feeling good. Yeah, definitely a lot of like recovery, active recovery. So making sure we're taking care of our bodies, making sure we're really locking in at practice, but also just going in and doing it. Sometimes that's really all there is to do.
Yeah, like in practice, we're like just making sure we try different things and making sure we figure out what works, what doesn't work, and then like making sure we're like gonna be implementing it, making sure we're keeping our heads on straight, no distractions. Like it's a pretty important game. And it's also family weekend.
It is.
So it's
Yes,
like
it is.
you gotta show out for your family and
Oh
stuff
yeah, I
like
forgot
that.
about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty
Can't wait to take
exciting.
photos. Cannot wait to take photos.
We can't wait. We wait.
I love
we
rugby
wait, whenever
photos.
we get the message on Teams, and it's like, I don't know, like Cornell game photos are up. We run.
Yeah.
We run to see the
Or we'll
pictures.
like if the picture is like really funny and one of us will send it to the group chat and be like, haha, look at
It
you.
becomes the wallpaper.
Yeah.
Of the group chat. Like,
I feel like every team has that 1 year. Oh, that just brought me back to last year, man. No, but so Jaylei, what are your plans after college? So it being your senior year.
Okay, so I'm a health sciences major right now, and I am in between picking fields. I really like the idea of OT. One of my friends is a second-year OT student here, and so like I get to like see the stuff that she does, or like I'll study with her sometimes, or like she'll take me into like the like we have these anatomage tables, and so like I'll go in there with her and like watch her do her thing, and I'm like, this is really fun. I also love athletic training because shout out to Tom.
Shout out Tom.
He's an OG to like everything, like all my issues, all my problems. Like he takes care of us so well, us and the men's team, and he just like knows all our injuries, and like sometimes he'll be a little sassy about it, but like he's always very helpful for us. And I was like, I really like that. Like I spend so much time in his office, I know how to do like 90% of the things in there. So I was looking into athletic training too, and then I was also looking into PA school. So it's like in between all of those, but I'm becoming an EMT once I graduate, and then trying to figure out what I like best with hands-on experience to see where I want to go best afterward.
So are you gonna take advantage of that extra year of eligibility and be a grad student, or?
If I was to become a grad student here, I probably definitely would, but I don't know if, I don't want to say if I'm going to come back or not, but if I was, I probably would for sure.
About to be like Diana Taurasi, just extending her retirement.
McKenna Ramsey. McKenna Ramsey's been here for 6 years.
Love her.
Oh
Yeah,
my.
we love her.
How many
Well,
years of
COVID,
COVID.
because she
Yeah,
came in during
a
COVID,
COVID
and
year.
COVID
Yeah.
made the eligibility weird. So like, I know in basketball some players had like 8 years of eligibility because
Yeah.
of COVID and red shirts and all this
Yeah.
stuff. So yeah, COVID messed up eligibility so bad. But I feel
Yeah.
like for some players it made it good.
We're glad to have her.
Yeah, I have 0
We're glad to have
complaints.
her.
I have
Yeah.
no complaints at all.
Yeah.
No, not at all.
Yeah,
Shout out
because
McKenna
like
Ramsey.
they could have redshirted their during COVID, gained an extra year due to that, and then sat out because at that time if you sat out, like you transferred, you had to sit out. They would have gained another year of eligibility, so they could have had like 8 or 9 years of eligibility for college.
That's disgusting.
Exactly.
Pushing 30, still playing college
Yeah.
rugby.
I think there's a dude in college basketball right now, actually. I don't know what school he goes to, but he's 28 years old.
I just
Yeah,
couldn't imagine the
that's
school.
wild.
Like, that just doesn't want to,
That's
like,
so wild.
drive you insane. Imagine taking classes over and over and over and over again just to play your
I
sport.
don't know if I could do it.
I don't
honestly.
think I could, honestly.
Yeah. Well, they only have to take 5 credits to be considered over 5 or something to be considered a
Yeah, 6
full-time
credits
student.
is
Really?
full-time student.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Two
yeah,
classes.
so that's like 2 classes. So you
Okay,
could just,
that's not that
if
bad
you
then.
take 2 classes, you could just chill the rest of literally the whole year.
To see how much eligibility I have left. Ooh, got some time.
I mean, at the same time, like, if you really love the sport that you're playing, like, I feel like I would exercise every single year that I have to, like, play. Like, especially if the team fits me. Like, I love what we're about. Like, I feel like I would exercise, like, every single opportunity I had to stay on the team.
That's fair.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. This team especially.
I do enjoy, like, I love my high school team, but something about, like, this team at St.Bonaventure University is just like, wow, guys, we're awesome. We're so fun and fresh and cool.
We're so cool.
I mean, I feel like that was, like, if you look at, obviously the big news was Woj recently. Him turning down that position to come back here shows that environment that we have here as a school. Even, not even just that basketball team, just as a school in general. Because he turned down like a $10 million contract
I
to
think it
come
was pushing
back
20.
here.
Oh my
Yeah,
goodness
he's-
gracious.
That's
Something
insane.
special here.
Pushing 20 is crazy.
I think it was actually pushing 20 mil. Like,
Oh.
Some people say it was 20, some people say it was 10. I think it's pushing 20, though.
Oh
Could you
my.
imagine turning 20 million down to come coach basketball here at St. Bonaventure
To be the
University?
GM.
I don't even think he's coaching.
Oh,
He's
not
just
even could just.
He's just, like...
President.
NIL
He's the
deals and
GM.
stuff. Like, that's, I don't know. He's always been, like, he's always talking about Bonnie's, though. He's so vocal
That is
about
true.
loving it here.
That is true.
Yeah.
Wasn't he talking about one of the Bonnie's guys during the draft who wasn't going to get drafted?
Yeah, I think it was actually, like, Charles Pride or
I
something.
was thinking.
Oh,
it
he
was
went to
him
the
or
G
Daryl
League, right? I think he played with the Hornets.
Yeah, he played with the Hornets Summer League.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
so-
At like the end of the draft, he just started talking about Charles Pride. I'm like,
That's
yo.
wild. That's so wild.
Yeah. So I just feel like that whole community here. Because I know that's why I picked the school.
Definitely.
For sure. Yeah.
I'm not even gonna lie. I'm also from Jersey, if you couldn't tell. Like, just taking that 6 hours, I was like, yo, I'm not gonna like the school. Like, similar to Taryn, actually. I was like, yo, I'm not gonna like it here. Stepped on campus for my visit. I'm like, yeah, never mind.
Yeah.
Never mind. I kind of like the school and got waitlisted from everywhere else. I'm like, I think I could just pull the trigger right now and just pay that $250.
Yeah.
Just do it. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, like, I'm from Rochester. I'm not that far from you guys. Because Amherst, isn't that where UB is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, so I'm not that far. I'm probably like an hour and a half. So, and coming here, this was one of the few schools with my actual intended major, which I want to be a commentator. So that was
Oh, yeah,
one of the
this
few.
is
It
huge.
was here, Syracuse, UB, or Brockport. Brockport was immediately out.
Yeah,
it was
yeah,
too, it was
Brockport's
too close.
normally
Too
a
close.
Too
heaven for
close. I'm
Yep.
like, my parents are gonna be up my butt, like all 24/7. I took a tour of Buff State. It wasn't for me. There's nothing against the school. It's just it's not for me. It's too big.
Oh, yeah.
It's
And then-
huge for no reason.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
then
it is.
I didn't even apply to Syracuse. I'm not gonna lie. Syracuse was like up there, like, oh, I want to apply there. And then when it got to actually applying, I'm like, screw that. I'm like,
Why
Just
didn't
go to
you-
Bonnie's. Just
yeah,
go.
well, cause exactly. And I'm like, first off, Bonnie's has more alums that you can get in contact with easier. Cause who wants to get in contact with Joe Biden from Syracuse, bro? Like, how are you gonna get in contact with him?
I'm not gonna lie though, like, I looked at Syracuse, I was like, Syracuse. But that's low-key the same as here. Like, I thought originally, like, Syracuse and here were, like, low-key the same thing. I would be getting the same type of education if I went to Syracuse. But then they rejected me.
Yeah.
I was like,
I didn't even apply because I knew you had to have insane grades to go there.
oh, I didn't know that. I
Yeah,
was
you have to have
I
like a
just seen it.
3.7. I'm pretty
3.7
sure.
is crazy. I'm like a 3.4. That's not bad. They could accept me for real.
I had the average. I did not have the SAT score.
I didn't have to take my SATs.
I didn't take it either.
So lucky.
I was like,
I
wow.
made sure I didn't take it.
I took my PSAT and I was so prepared, and then COVID was like, why would we do that to you guys? And I was like, you got it. Thanks,
Yeah,
guys.
so true.
I could apply
Yeah.
anywhere I want now, and it'd be perfectly fine. One of the schools that I wanted to go to was like U of R, which is like actually one of our
yes.
rival schools.
Yeah.
Smart
And
school.
honestly, I was like so sad. I got waitlisted because I applied so late. Again, very last minute person here. I applied like right before the deadline, and they were like, we would accept you, but we have too many admitted already, basically. So we're
Yeah.
like, we'll get back to you about it. And I was like, ugh, no. But then we ended up playing them in rugby a lot, and a lot of like one of my captains from my high school team ended up going to U of R, and one of my friends went there as well. So like I got to see them and stuff like that. I'm honestly very glad I chose Bonaventure too. It was definitely a switch up.
Like being from Rochester, I love the U of R, all they've done medical wise and everything. The school itself is not in a good area. I am not going. It's not in a good area. It like the city of Rochester has gone bad in the last 3 years. I'm not even gonna lie. So you're probably better off not going there and coming here because like look at us. We're in the middle of mountains.
There's not much going on.
I actually
around.
feel so safe here.
Yeah,
Like there's
there's not much that's gonna happen, but in Rochester, you have incidents every other week, not even probably every other day, of
That's fair.
just stuff going on that you don't want to know. Like, so,
I always say I'm more scared of the skunks when I'm walking at night than I am of the people.
Yeah, I would literally be fully like headphoned in, just walking around like midnight, and I'm like, hey guys,
Yeah.
like no fear in the world
Yeah.
except for a deer coming out and like attacking.
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, I saw a cat run across the other day.
You sure that was a cat?
Yesterday. No, it was a cat yesterday. It was yesterday. We were on the nature trail.
Oh, you
And-
sure that was a cat?
It was a cat.
What else would it be?
What?
Don't know. Yo, I don't know what y'all got.
It was a cat. It was a black cat that just ran right across, and I stopped. I just stopped. I'm like, it was too far away for any superstition, hopefully. So I just stopped, and I'm like, guys, there's a cat. So
When a black cat crosses your path, isn't that what they say?
Yeah.
What's the rest of that saying?
I have no idea.
I don't actually
like
know.
it's like
I just think it's
7
not
years
good.
of bad luck or something.
Exactly.
But-
That's not good.
Yeah, no, it was too far in front for that though. It
Oh,
didn't
right.
directly
Right.
cross my path. It was probably like just farther than that chalkboard back there. It's probably
That's
just a
not
little
bad.
bit farther than that. So I should be good.
It's getting
We'll
ready
see.
for spooky season. That's
Yeah.
what it is.
Yeah.
That's
Just
what I was
getting
on about.
character.
It's getting
That's
ready
okay.
for 5th Dev to open.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. I lived on 4th Dev sophomore year. There was a bat in the hallway at one point.
Yeah.
That was a terrifying experience for me. I was like, guys, I hate it here. Like, I don't want to live here anymore.
I live on 3rd this year. There was
Really?
there was
They
a
opened
mouse.
up 3rd to like girls too?
It's a mixed floor.
Is it really?
But here's the thing. So, okay, I lived on a mixed floor last year, and you had to, it was in Rob, so there's, we only had 2 hallways last year, but one side was girls and one side was boys, and you had to, scan in with your ID to get into the hallway, not just the floor, because it was mixed. Dev just goes like this, and in the middle, there's, a little door. Doesn't lock, it's just a door.
It's just a door.
So, we can, there's always just, to get to the laundry room, the guys, they'll just be walking by. Walking by. I'm trying to go shower. They're just walking by. Like, what? I didn't even know until they moved in, too, because we were here early, and I thought it was a girls' floor. And then I just, kept seeing, guys. And I was like, what's happening? They're all just there. I figured it out, though. So that's
Wait, what? You said you had to move in early. Like, how early did you guys get here?
2 weeks.
2 weeks this year.
We moved in on the 13th.
Yeah.
So it's nothing compared to the basketball team.
I have no idea when
When
they
does
moved in.
basketball-
Well,
move
so the basketball, at least the freshmen got here early July, July 3rd, I think they
wild.
said. And
know the
then
soccer
they
team
stayed
does
here
too.
until just after orientation. Then they went home for a month, for a
Oh.
little bit, and then they came back.
Interesting.
I know the soccer team. One of my friends is a soccer player, and I know they did the same thing. And I was like, yeah, no, I enjoy my few little months of summer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Before I
few
have
that
to
we
come
get.
back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. that's
Well,
fun.
you at least got the full months. Me and him had 2.
Yeah.
Not even.
I went to Catholic school, so usually, in New York, you graduate, end of June?
June.
Yeah.
End of June.
I graduated mid-May, so
Lucky.
I had all of May, all of June, all of July and like most of August last year. So that
my
was nice.
my school's graduation, the last day of school for us was early compared to most, but the graduation was like literally the third to last day in June. It was like June 29th.
Yeah,
So
that's
I'm
rough.
terrible.
That's so rough.
That's
And
terrible.
then so
I'd be so
I was
mad.
always on vacation this past summer too. So I'm just like, bro.
No
And then
vacation
having
for
to
you.
work and my mom made me get a job this past year, and I'm like, I didn't want to
Made me
get
get a
one because
job.
I knew in the summer I was gonna have to take so much time off from
Yeah.
that job. But
Yeah, I had 2 jobs this summer, and they were a lot of time.
Last summer and this summer, I think I had 2 as well. I was like, money grind. Because
Yeah.
when I get here,
It's on my grind.
Yeah, I got a rugby grind while I'm here, so I have to money
Exactly.
grind over the summer.
Well, and we have a tour coming up. We're going to the UK to
Yes,
play
yes,
rugby,
yes,
watch
yes.
rugby. It's like a huge opportunity, actually. But it is expensive.
Yeah.
So 2 jobs. Yeah, we're making it work. But
as Kevin Gates said, 6 jobs. I don't get tired.
yeah. Exactly. Yeah, we're making it work. I think we're on our rugby grind right now, though. We're
Hey,
I'm excited for
at
Kent
least it's
State.
not a job at Hickey. I feel bad for some of them.
so true. But
That's what you guys are miserable, yo. I'm miserable here. I'm miserable eating that.
Well, I mean, you just think of how many people they got to feed so quickly, too.
I know.
Because here,
Mad
I feel like
crowds.
it comes in rushes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely does. Like
It
that
does.
12 o'clock time.
That common hour lunch rush.
Oh,
is,
wow.
Yeah.
I avoid it.
I'm so happy
Yeah.
I don't have to deal with it anymore. Living in a townhouse, I just go home, make me a little food, and
Yeah.
then go about my day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, just think about that because a lot of the big schools, they don't have to deal with that on that scale. Because a
Oh,
lot of the
true.
classes are, like,
Mixed up.
overlapping and stuff. So, like, as I said, I got friends at Penn State and multiple friends at Syracuse. And they say at Syracuse, they don't have their lunch hours at, like, 2:30. But
Oh,
then, like, some of the
that's
seniors
crazy.
have it at 12, 10, 11. I'm like...
Oh my God.
So they don't have that one singular rush, so they don't have to worry about getting their food out like all at once in multiple fashions.
Yeah.
For me, freshman year, I literally survived off ramen and a microwavable mac and cheese. Those
Lucky.
2
Oh,
were
really?
my favorite
Yeah.
things to.
Our
Yeah.
microwave barely cooks ramen.
Oh,
We had to go up to me and my RA were cooking ramen, or tried to cook ramen. We had to go up to the floor above us to use the microwave.
I'm not
'Cause
gonna
we had
lie,
to put
it
it
did
in
take
for
a
10.
while.
We put it in for 10 minutes, and it was
10
still
minutes.
crunchy
Oh,
Oh.
my
in
God.
our microwave.
still crunchy is terrible. I
Yes.
did have to hit it with a cool 5 minutes every
Yeah.
single time,
Yeah.
but it would at least cook all the way through.
Yeah, no, our microwave is horrible. He actually just put in a request for a new one. Thank goodness. So,
Already.
I'm so nosy. I'm just people watching.
no,
it back.
hey, no. Someone
It's a good spot.
Someone
it's a
came
good
just
spot.
running across last
Really?
week. Yeah, one of my friends just was running across with like 2 bags in his hand. I'm like, what
Nice.
are you doing?
I love
Nice.
seeing people
Yeah.
run across campus doing strange things. It's my favorite thing in the world.
It always happens.
Especially at night.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I love just looking at the yik yak. Whoever's screaming outside of 4th Dev, shut the F up.
Actually, I'm pretty sure that was some of the girls rugby players. I think I was there when that happened. Wasn't
No.
me, but
Me and Lexi, one of our now alum, she's like my best friend in the whole wide world, and we both lived in Dev at the time. So right before lifts or right after lift, we'll be like, "Good morning, Dev." If we had to be up, everyone had to be
everyone's
up, bro.
got to be up.
Or we'd like just do cartwheels outside. And people be like, "Bro, be quiet." And we're like, "Shut up."
We're not allowed to have yik yak anymore,
Yeah.
You're not?
though. Yeah.
Wait, like the coaches don't let you?
Yeah, we're not allowed to have it.
No.
That's
Yeah.
that's probably for the better.
It definitely is. I don't think we can be trusted.
Some of the stuff on there is just too funny though.
It is funny. Yeah.
Oh my god. I
Yeah.
saw something on there like, what is Snake yapping about this time? I'm like, bro.
You see him, you dodge him.
The snake is a person.
That is,
character.
That is my
Yeah.
take. Yeah.
I went to Walmart the other day. Somehow he recognized me.
Oh my
I'm
God.
just walking into Walmart. I'm just like
He's grown. He needs to.
That is
40-year-old
grown.
man. Just
That's
like,
so wild.
It's so
Ugh.
bad though, because he's like 40, 50.
He just appears too. I've never seen him like enter a function or
Yeah,
leave anywhere.
exactly.
No, that's real.
He just is there, and then
We
he's
were
not.
alumni weekend when we were all just hanging out, and
Yeah.
he just appeared
He was
out
just
of the
there,
mansion door
yeah.
one day. I was like,
He
interesting.
had that little camera, and I was just
I was
That's-
like, that tree over there looks so
So
cool.
interesting.
I love that
Yeah.
tree, actually.
man. Let's go there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently he used to work here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he worked
I heard
in the Hickey, I believe.
I think yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know that until like actually like a week ago on from Yik Yak.
You know what? People could
What a
be lying,
time.
and I'd believe it.
I
Like,
completely forgot
yeah.
about that. I remember seeing
Wait,
him
you were
around.
here when
Yeah,
he
I was
worked
here.
here?
Yeah.
Oh,
my.
it was that recent?
Yeah, I want
No,
to
I
say it
didn't
was
know
like
that.
he left maybe like my sophomore year. Well, if you weren't here, then it had to be like
Yeah.
my sophomore year. And next thing you know, he just appeared in Walmart one day, and I'm like, oh, he works here now. I was like,
appeared.
okay.
It's just here.
I feel that. You never know where he is and where he isn't
No, it's terrifying.
until
actually.
he shows up.
It's just there.
You're like, Wynton, keep it that way. You don't know who Snake is.
You
keep
don't
it
know
that
who
way.
Snake is?
Nah, I'm not gonna lie. I'm a real room dweller right now.
That's
It's okay
so
to be a
real.
homebody.
That's so real.
Yeah.
I just come in at like 12 o'clock. He's just not in the room, or he's just like down, like just listening to music just like this on the couch. I'm just like, yo. And then
Yeah.
sometimes I'll come in at 9 and he's out like a light. It depends on the day.
9 o'clock bedtimes are tough.
That's so. No.
I agree. I'm a 9:30 type of person personally, but you know.
I don't
understand.
get tired until 11:30.
That's wild. I'm 10:15 and I'm out. Oh, my roommate last year, who's on the rugby team now.
Fabi, go Fabi!
Fabi, shout out Fabi, we love you. She was my roommate last year, and we would just like, we would always say, all right, we really need to go to bed. And then like 3 hours later, we'd be like, and then get this. Like we would just be up all night like talking, just yapping, not looking at each other. Our beds were like other sides of the room. We'd be like laying, like just looking up and be like, I can't believe she just said that. Like it was so fun. It was so fun.
Hey, maybe that should be the next episode.
Yeah.
Bobby on the next episode.
Yo,
Fabi would be
Oh,
great.
but no.
Oh, but no.
That's one of her catchphrases.
That
Yeah,
is?
she coined it.
Yeah.
She did coin. If you ever wondered where "oh but no" came from, it was
It's from
Fabi.
Fabi.
Yeah, she's so funny. Yeah, she would. Oh my god, she would do great.
She'd be hilarious.
oh my god.
She's so funny. I love
Well,
Fabi. Shout out Fabi.
Did you guys see the first episode?
I did. I was actually watching
Yeah.
it this morning.
Yeah,
I was watching
preparing.
it. Yeah, I was like, let me see.
We had technical difficulties on Friday, so we had to get it out yesterday. But
Yeah.
man, that was the greatest pull of our lives by him.
Oh my god. Yo, the singing one. Did you watch that portion? Like the chubby pickle portion?
Yeah, how did that like come about?
How did
like,
the amount of internet stalking it probably took
well,
to find
she
those?
said she went, be ready. They like deep Google search you, and I was like, oh no.
I literally Google searched myself just to see what pop up. I'm like, okay, I don't think anything incriminating is
Both of
on
my
here.
names are already famous people. Katie Paterson's an artist, and Catherine Paterson's an author. Thank God.
Thank
No, I'm
gosh.
kidding. There's nothing
Well,
going on.
we still found you, but nothing big.
Okay, I can deal with that.
No, so we had literally just searched out Taryn Gonzalez on Google rugby. We were like Taryn Gonzalez rugby. First thing that shows up, Taryn Gonzalez singing at the Chubby Pickle.
That's so funny.
Like, that
Chubby
was
Pickle.
those were like the first 3 searches, and then the 4th one was actually something about rugby.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Bad. That's bad.
Yeah, it was so funny. We were just watching it in our meeting because every Saturday we have a meeting like discussing what we're doing next episode and everything, and we just see it and we're just sitting there. Me and Wynton just look at each other, look
that's
back,
not her.
look at each other
Like, that's
again,
not her,
and we
right?
just started dying of laughter.
So we've got to bring this up now.
That's so
Yeah, we're like,
So funny.
we tried to keep it a secret as long as we could, but like we have the script up there right now because
Yeah,
we.
we're mentioning the
we-
script. We're totally like doing this off the dome.
Yeah, like she was like looking
Yeah.
at the script and she's like, the Chubby Pickle. She's like, I haven't heard about that in ages.
She can sing.
Yeah,
so
so
funny.
we kind of blew our cover on that one, but good thing she's a good actor and managed to.
Damn, now I gotta cut this out, bro. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
I wish I had hidden talents like that. Like I feel like so many of my
I know.
teammates are like have so many hidden talents. Like if you ever talk to Jill, bro, she's
Jill
the
can
most
do everything.
talented human
Oh my
being
God.
you'll
wait,
ever
can she
meet.
solve a Rubik's Cube too?
I feel like if you told me I could, I would be like, that makes sense.
I'd believe it, actually.
Like, one time we were on FaceTime over the summer. She just whips out a hula hoop, bro. And
He
I was
works
like,
out of what?
a hula hoop. Oh, whips out a hula hoop. The most talented hula hooper I've ever seen in my life.
I
was like,
believe
this is
it.
crazy.
I believe
this
it.
is crazy work right now. I was like,
know.
this is crazy.
She's just one of those people who pick something up and just
She's
good at
good
it.
at
Yeah.
it immediately.
Jealous.
I love and hate those people. I'm so jealous of them, but I wish I could do that. Like, one of my friends back home was like that. Like, he can sing somehow. He can dance. He can do flips. I
I feel like
literally...
singing easy though.
Huh?
What?
I feel like singing is easy.
So you can
Go
sing
ahead.
is what you're saying?
Let's hear it.
No, it's like, singing, I feel like it's mostly like genetics. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I feel like you have to be
And
born
you can,
good at
you can
it.
like train it, but there's no guarantees you're gonna get good at it if you weren't born with it. I feel like.
I feel like right now.
You just
I
bust out and
I feel like right now, depending on the song,
Yeah, depending on
You're
the
next
song.
Chris Brown is what you're
We're-
saying. That's what I'm saying.
I'm talking about like an actual like song, like the national anthem. Not no 7 Years by Lucas Graham. Like we were.
that's a crazy pool. Right off the dome,
Wild.
that's crazy.
No, because me and him before class the other day, he was just working on the subtitles.
oh
Your phone, what? Your camera died? Yeah, not. But he was just working on the subtitles.
What do you mean, damn? That's a no.
Well, I mean, we're just yapping at this point, anyways.
Yeah, I don't think.
But
overheated.
It's people with like cool hidden talents. You know what I mean? Like, I can play a saxophone a little bit. I'm
That's a cool hidden
I-
in
talent.
Model UN.
I used to play saxophone too, but I'm not that good.
And we are just yapping.
I was never that good. I'm not gonna lie. Like I was good before COVID and then during COVID, but
You just fall off a
after
little
COVID, when we got our two strong saxophone players back, like because during COVID it was hybrid, so like the
hybrid
days that
school.
I would go would be the days that they were online. So I was like
okay.
the only real saxophonist that would play. So I had to be the best one on that day, and then like
You had your little
third,
like,
and then
Linsanity
the year after, I'm just like, oh right, I can just let these guys do all the work and not do anything.
Boom.
That's
That's what
real.
band is like, unfortunately. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I was just like finger playing, just not even.
Were you? Were you a part of band, Katie?
Part of it?
Ooh, I went to like a fine arts type school. It was like very much not a sports school, and I was like the vice president of our instrumental music program.
Wow.
That I thought I was gonna take that to my grave, but
No.
nope.
Now the world
And,
must know.
Don't
Yeah.
worry. I
So
went
jazz
back
band, instrumental band, like just concert band, marching band, you name it.
Don't
I
worry.
did
I
it.
went to
Yeah.
I went to a sports school that sucked at sports. So
Oh, real.
yeah, but
I know they didn't have expectations for us. So when we did well, it was like even though we lost the state championship, it was like, oh, you weren't even supposed to get there. So like, good job, you know.
I was so surprised in 2019 our girls soccer team made the state finals. I was so surprised.
Where did you go? Rochester.
Grace Olympia. Grace
Okay.
Olympia.
I only know the Catholic schools.
Like, so you know Aquinas, Bishop Kearney.
I hate Aquinas. Yeah,
So do I.
I know them.
I wanted to go
yeah.
there for a while, but
It's gonna log you out. I don't know if you
okay.
care.
No,
I just went to a
no,
basic
it's-
public school, man.
Exactly.
I used
I
to,
didn't do much.
but it was
I went to a
not a
ghetto public school, I'm not gonna lie.
Mine's definitely had some lore behind it. I wasn't a part of any of the lore because I was a gracious child.
Did you go
But-
to Homestead?
I did go to Olmsted.
Love Olmsted.
But fun fact about how I got into rugby, I played for our rival school because my school didn't have a rugby team.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
So
insane.
I
City
went,
Honors.
I went to City Honors, which is another, like my school, like the schools that I'm talking about, like you have to test into them, but they're still public schools. So I went to Olmsted, and like City Honors was like our rival school for like most things, like academically,
Yeah.
sports, everything. And I was like, they don't have a rugby team at Olmsted, so I went to play for City Honors. So me walking around with my
Wearing
City
Olmsted-
Honors rugby
Oh,
jacket in
that's-
class, they're like, Schrader, like what is wrong with you? I was like,
That's so
my
funny.
bad, guys. Sorry.
Yeah, well, the town I'm from, there's 4 high schools. 4 public high schools. We have like 2 other Catholic ones. but so there's one right down the street, Grace Odyssey. So we were like rivals, but we weren't rivals because we both sucked.
Yeah.
So that
There can't be a rivalry for
at one
both.
point, like our track teams combined, our football team combined.
Oh my God.
So like
Yeah.
we combined for a lot of sports, but like the sports we weren't combined in, we were very, very big rivals. But we
Enemies.
both sucked.
Yeah.
So it was the battle
That's
of
too funny.
Maiden Lane, with but it was also the battle of the dumpster fires.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that sounds familiar.
yeah. Like our basketball team was not good this past year, but
It happens.
you can ask any of like the other 6 freshmen here on campus that went to my school. So
I can't relate.
You know what? We'll have a good basketball team now.
Our
so.
team was pretty decent.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Elementary schools are pretty good.
Yeah.
yeah, we're gonna have a good basketball team this year. We got a couple of them in our class. So in one of our classes.
Wait, I got a question. From that championship run, did y'all get rings?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, y'all got.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't even know where my phone is. I think I have a picture of mine. It
Yeah,
has
they're
like
this big.
they're huge. They're ginormous. And
Yo, you can ask Melvin about it too. He just got his for winning the chip at Wagner.
we
Oh, it's overheating like hell.
It's
we gotta-
overheating.
Yeah, we gotta end this episode soon.
Yeah. Yeah. We.
All right, yo, we could just like sign out and then you just keep
should
yapping.
Smash that like button. Yeah. No, but the ring, they're like huge. They have our names on them. They have like the final score of the
Yeah.
game. They're
I'll
like
look
they're
even see if I can find a
huge.
picture of them.
Yeah.
That's sick.
I know I have a picture.
I took one of that in my
That's
There's
awesome.
not- yeah, they're not very
award,
good.
I think.
They're heavy though.
Yeah,
Like, you
they're
can't
not
wear it.
something you could. They're not practical.
No.
Like, it's just for show, right? Just for show.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a senior class ring.
Yeah, like this was my class ring from high school, and someone was like, "Is that your national championship ring?" And I was like, "Oh, but no,
absolutely
no.
not.
No,
I wish
this
I
is-
got a class ring.
Ours,
Is
they're like this big.
I got oh my.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I got a class
that a
ring. I
Catholic
can't.
school thing?
I can't wear my
What?
class ring.
Class
also.
rings?
I don't know. Maybe it is.
I can't
Is it
wear
not?
mine.
Did you get a
also.
class ring?
I didn't buy mine.
Oh, we
Wait.
didn't have one. I was just kind of.
Yeah.
Oh no, I got mine sophomore year, but then they offered it senior year again too.
Yeah.
But I can't wear mine around like.
This is how big
24/7
they are,
because of
like
how
on our
big-
fingers.
Because of how big my ring is.
Mine's like- I don't know.
Ooh,
like
this
not that
picture
big.
Mine
is
has
scary.
two, mine has 2 stones.
Yeah, ours weren't like studded. Like my mom's class ring was like blinged out.
Yeah, no, mine
this one's
was. So mine had 2 stones. Like I got to customize mine.
Yeah, we
So-
didn't. They were like, pick this one or that one.
Ooh.
These rings,
it?
I'd never realized. I'm looking at these pictures again. They are literally ginormous. on
They're
our finger. Like,
huge.
look at that.
They're like studded.
Holy!
They're studded. Like they're
Oh, they have the Bonnie's logo on them too.
Yes.
Forgot to
The-
mention
yeah.
that part.
the
The
old-
Bonnie's logo
rhinestone,
is
rhinestone
indeed on
like
that.
Bonnie right
They have
here.
the old,
yeah,
old Bonnie's logo
yeah.
Oh yeah, the logo did indeed change, which
The
is
better
crazy.
Bonnie's logo.
for the.
Dare I say it?
You think
Dare I
so?
say
I
This one looks cartoony. I think the old one looks like more like fierce.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
like the old one.
Yeah.
I'm a
at
fan
first
of
I
the old one.
couldn't tell the difference. I'm not even gonna
See,
lie.
I could like when I saw it, I like wept. I was like so distraught, and then like everyone was like, I can't tell the difference. I was like, how? They look so different.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
when my dad showed me the difference, I'm like, this isn't the school I signed up to go
Yeah,
to.
yeah, exactly. It's so sad. It's so sad.
Yeah. Hey, but
Go
at least we're
Bonnies.
not the Brown Indians anymore.
This is
That
Oh.
is very real. That's
yeah. You
something.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Go Bonnies.
Go Bonnies.
Go
What's a Bonnie?
Bonnies, for real.
I am.
All right. Well, I think it's time we wrap up the episode.
Yeah. So your camera doesn't die again.
Yeah, you got
So
that.
true,
You
so
got the
true.
outro.
Nah, you got it. I did it last time.
And I did the intros. I feel like this.
Nah, you got it.
All
The
right,
girlies
so
are fighting.
this has been the SGS Podcast. I'm Wynton. That's Riley. That's Katie. That's Jaylei. And we're out.
Peace.
Go Bonnies.
Miss Paula, Dr. Paula type stuff right there.